Chainsaw Man! Welcome back to On Time Controlled Chaos, the rare shiny breed of Controlled Chaos.
Even from a shitty Wi-Fi in a shitty hotel, I'm recording this.
Where are you right now, Vex? Give me your exact latitude and longitude.
The Amway Grand Hotel.
Yeah, because by the time this goes up, you'll be gone, right?
What?
So, if the audience wants to know where to dox, well, I guess doxing is getting the where to SWAT. No, do not.
Would not be the first time I've had. Never mind.
Okay. By the way, all right. Long story short, Vex is permabanned on Twitter. It finally happened, folks. I'm assuming you'll leave a comment for your threads or whatever. I know you gave it to me, but that's not my goddamn job. Leave it as a comment and I'll pin it.
A fucking description, guy.
No, I'm not leaving it in the goddamn description. You think anyone? It's 2023 YouTube. No one looks in the goddamn description. You know this just as well as I do. We put it out as a comment and I'll fucking pin it.
All right.
You feel me, right? Like, no one looks in the damn description. Like, what's the stat on that?
I literally, like, for a test, actually put pee-pee poo-poo butthole in one of the descriptions, and nobody said a word.
People really don't, dude. Like I think we're way more likely to look at this is not just me being lazy. It's me wanting people to see your shit. So, yeah, put it in a comment. I'll pin it for you.
Yeah,
unless someone can be funnier. If someone says something that I think is funnier than his threads link, you get pinned. There, now I've created...
like a party jams or...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if someone's real good in the comments, you're just going to have to scroll to find Vex's social media. So, yeah, it's a meritocracy down there.
I'll also be putting up, like YouTube short on the main channel with, like, hey, here's a thing with all of my links, because I have a link tree.
Yeah.
But that way people that don't watch one can follow me there, and then the people that watch the other channel can follow me there, and then, yeah, I'm just done with Twitter.
Yeah, fair enough. So this chapter was very good. I really, really like the text-heavy chapters we're getting from my boy Fujimoto here. My finger is so sweaty, for whatever reason, that I just cannot scroll through these pages. Or is the app just being rebarded? I can't tell.
It's been really laggy today for some reason.
Yeah, I guess so. I just outed myself for no reason as having sweaty fingers. All right, so...
I mean, it do be hot right now.
It do be. Thank God we don't live in the fucking South, bro. The record-breaking heat be hitting right now.
I'm not looking forward to August, because I'll be in, like, the sweaty-ass summer heat at the peak. Okay, so we get a couple things confirmed in this chapter that, like, I've wanted confirmed for a long time, right? So, like, they're finally kind of going more into, like, the stuff that we saw during the Makima, like, finale chunk of Chainsaw Man that was, like, you know, you could piece two and two together, but it was never, you know, Fujimoto's not Togashi. He doesn't sit down and give you, like, a dissertation on, like, everything, right? So, like, we're getting, and this is something you talked about for a while, like, I want him to explain some shit, right? So we're getting, like, the clarification, and we knew this, but it's nice to see a character, like, verbally say it, like, hey, Black Chainsaw Man and Red Chainsaw Man are different things, right? Because we remember, like, when Makima kind of called Chainsaw Man, like, save me, Chainsaw Man, and then he goes to hell and he comes back. He's not Denji anymore. He's, like, the OG form of Chainsaw Man, the form the devils know. You know what I mean? That is Chainsaw Man. Denji is non-relevant when that is out, right? And like, I can't believe I had never thought of this. Like, honestly, like, it's genius. I mean, like, they literally can both get what they want. Like, Asa... confirmed, by the way, like, as if it wasn't obvious enough, but Asa seems actually is, like, kind of, like, succumbing to the fact that she's in love with him, which I love. I love that, because she literally cannot hide it from Yoru. Like Yoru can read her mind. So, like, we see this really funny scene where she's like, stop thinking about him, stop having flashbacks, stop writing cringy poetry about him right now. Listen, AO3 was down last night. It do be needing to be
It's perfect timing. It was right after I clicked it too. That's the secondary Chainsaw Man of the day. Yes, that's the Premature Ejaculation Chainsaw Man. Can you hear me okay, Vex?
Yeah, I got
All right,
you.
Perfect.
I can hear you this time really well, actually.
I'm glad to hear it. You know, so guess what I've learned? When your laptop is older than the pandemic, you can't trust it when it tells you it has a full battery. Because that's what happened. The battery was fucking full. And we recorded for 5 minutes, and what I thought was a crash was just it dying. So it needed to be plugged in.
Hold up. Red.
Yeah.
Remember, I went through this with my laptop too.
Yeah. I forgot that laptops do that. So now I cannot. I guess I just can't edit or film without having it plugged in. It's essentially not a laptop anymore. That's okay.
It is a 15-pound desktop.
That's fine. It'll do the job. Now I have good news. Somehow, through the miracle of Chainsaw Man himself, the first 5 minutes did not corrupt, and they are fine. So this will be tacked on to that. So we were in the middle of talking about how Asa is confirmed in love with Denji / Chainsaw Man now, and like basically even at the stage where she's admitted it to herself now, like in her mind, like she won't admit it outwardly, but in her mind she knows, right? She's writing cringy poetry, and I love that. So I love that so much. And I'm so happy that we've come to a plan now where it's actually kind of nice. It's like, Yoru, you can be happy. Asa, you can be happy. Now, what's interesting about this is Denji is going to be conflicted about this because this would require Puchita dying, right? It's like they don't understand that aspect. They probably think like Denji is like tragically like afflicted with this power and like he'd be happier if we just got rid of it. But to Denji, this power is his friendship with Puchita. So I can see some interesting things got down the line where Asa's like, I can save you from this, and I love you, but he's like, Puchita though, he's my doggy, I love him.
Yeah, I mean, will he take the doggy or will he take the pussy?
Exactly, the puppy or the pussy would have been the better alliteration, and you fucked it up.
Yeah, it would have been.
And then, of course, the end of this chapter, I'm going to bring it back up here. The end of this chapter is really interesting because the vibe I'm getting is that we've gotten a little bit of a time skip here. Do you get that vibe? Because I got that vibe.
I'm getting like a couple weeks at least.
Yeah. And like she's like a badass now. She's joined the Church of the Chainsaw Man. And like, let me see what they're saying here. She's been fucking shit up. I mean, like, she's like good now. I feel like I'm getting a couple months, to be completely honest with you. Because like she's like to me the Carpenter Wasp Devil, is that what it was? That, I mean, like, you gotta think, right? Like something like the Cockroach Devil was like destroying buildings. Okay, I'm way more scared of fucking wasps than cockroaches.
Oh no, I'm fucking petrified, but I'm also definitely allergic, so it makes sense.
Exactly. So like, I mean, her taking down like a wasp devil to me is like, I mean, she's like unironically on like they've elevated her to like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, I mean, I feel like she could go toe to toe with like Aki at this point. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she can't really go up against like our sultry little.
No, Mr. Top of the Verse is still wiping her out. Mr. Top of the Verse is wiping her out. And by the way, it's time to come to a sad realization, Aki fans. I'm sorry, Yoshida solos Aki. Yoshida fucking. I get that vibe. I'm sorry, Yoshida's killing Aki. I hate to break it to you, like in a fight. Because again,
we can pretty much confirm that Aki is a bottom, and with Yoshida having the tentacle there, there's a lot of interesting dynamic that could happen.
Yeah, jokes aside though, like Aki was a good fighter, but like I don't think I never got the vibe that he was meant to be like this powerhouse, right? I mean, he was like a regular dude who was fueled by vengeance, whereas like Yoshida, I get like devil hunting prodigy vibes. You know what I mean? And like even down, good, yeah.
You got some light Yagami ego though.
Oh yeah,
against him.
Well, do you remember when in part 1 it was even like foreshadowed that he was good? You know, because I mean, like in part 1 he was the only motherfucker out of like all the randos they hired. He scrapped up against Quan. You remember? Yeah. And Quan is like
sucked out a window, went back up that.
Literally, dude. And Quan was like confirmed. I mean, we joke about Mr. Top of the Verse. Quan is like unironically has like the feats to be top of the verse. And like, you know, the thing I always remember is very odd, random, specific example. It was like if all of humanity got into a fist fight, she'd win, right? I mean, that's a pretty top of the versey feat, you know. So I mean, like Yoshida. Point being. Genuinely, I'm getting like Aki levels right now. Like I feel like it's been a couple months. She's really attuned because like her and Yoru now are probably like really well attuned to each other because they finally I feel like they're finally probably fighting with a similar goal. There's not like this conflict there's not this arguing constantly. I think they finally now they see a way forward where they can both be happy, and they're probably, because they've gotten along. There was that part in the aquarium where I think Yoru kind of realized like, oh, maybe I'd be lonely without, so I genuinely feel like they're at a point now where they're really, really in sync, and they're like really, really powerful. And I guess I'll say this and then I'll lead it into your thoughts. The vibe I'm getting at the end here is that there might be a bit of a jealousy arc from Denji, because she's actually, you see, I mean, it's not even a vibe, it's pretty obvious, like the way that the story is kind of going, or like poking in the direction of like, maybe it was never Chainsaw Man, maybe the fucking Chainsaw Man hype was last year and it's all about her, maybe everything Chainsaw Man ever did was her, which is like, wow. and you know what that goes to show, and this is super real in terms of like even content creation, like if you disappear for 3 months or so, you're yesterday's fad, right? And like, what we've learned is that Denji has followed the promise and hasn't turned into Chainsaw Man, and like the double didn't even turn into Chainsaw Man, so like they're just using his name as like a galvanizing thing, whereas like the actual fighting is being done by mostly, it seems, Asa at this point. I wonder if Denji's gonna get salty about this now, where like Asa's coming at it from like I want to save you, but Denji's gonna be so immature and be like, fuck you, bitch, you took my fame, you took my harem, I could have had a harem, you took it. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff that can happen here. I will start off, because I don't know if like what I was saying as you got disconnected.
It was right after I was making fun of the poetry she was writing that we cut.
Okay, so none of what I said even registered. Got it.
Yeah.
I'll say I really do appreciate that Fujimoto's making me actually have to use my fucking brain for once, because normally I can read these like half-baked as I'm waking up and still be able to film these videos. This one I actually had to sit down, have a cup of gamer subs and figure out what the hell was going on. So I do appreciate that. The thing that I love now, though, now that we're getting the lore and getting into all the stuff that I've wanted since part 1, really, like late game part 1 of what's going on, is how very familiar this feeling is at the end. Because you're right, like, you put it up towards like content creation, but like this is every field. Like if you aren't active in any capacity, or you aren't seen, like the public's perception of you is like, oh, I'm onto this new trend.
Guess he's fucking gone. Yeah. Like, oh, this artist didn't make an album this year, I guess I'm going to go and follow this new thing that I found on TikTok or, Instagram or whatever. And it's a very sad, familiar feeling to us, as creators. Like and I take a lot of the blame. Like when I took my like first break, that really put a wedge between like any growth on the main channel. And, that really kind of hurt any algorithmic gain, because at the end of the day, we are slaves to ones and zeros. But yeah, like that was a great way to put it. And I really do wonder, like, now that we have the Church of Chainsaw Man, maybe, trying to splinter off into like these little groups of like zealots, we'll call them. Like, I follow Asa Mitaka now. Oh my god, yeah, like any religion, there's like fucking like different, what do they call it again? Like,
sects.
Yes.
But yeah, like we could have a sect that follows Asa. We could have a sect that follows Fake Saw Man. We could have a sect that follows Red Cheese.
Literally, that's such a good point, bro. That's gonna get wild if it because at this point it becomes a thing out of your control. Like, I mean, like a good example of this is if we're gonna take it back to the content creation example, right? About the whole Idubbbz thing, right? Where Idubbbz has like really become like a really good person, like you know what I mean, like and like apologized for like kind of the problematic stuff he used to do,
he called his fans the N-word and the F-slur.
Well, yeah, that was his little cute little nickname for his fandom. Dude, if we only had Thurman here, Thurman could say the first part, and then we could say the second part. Yeah, that's what he called it.
I'd like to not get banned from a second platform today, thank you.
Nah, we won't. I don't know where I was going to go with that. I was going to make some sort of Susan Wojcicki. What the fuck is her name again?
I don't know.
Anyway, point being though, right? Like, I mean, like you see how like he did that, and like half of the fandom is like, yeah, this is really cool that this personal growth you're doing, and the other half, I mean, maybe even more, is like, fuck you, cuck. And it actually, that for Idubbbz, that began once he made the daring move to be okay with his girlfriend being a sex worker. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, there's like this weird like culture of like, we want to dominate and control women. That's very, 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 very prevalent in conservative culture, right? You know, conservatives want their wives to be like barefoot, naked apron, cooking them a fucking meal every night. You know,
that wife lifestyle. You know.
Yeah.
She's got a martini and a cigar in her hand for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The conservatives want, what was it, Ninja that did that tweet where? Oh, did I just hear a comment from? Whoa, hold on, I didn't hear it. What was said?
Side-eyed.
We're making fun of conservatives. They make sure they know that.
I'll explain once we're off the video that we're making fun of that. Oh my god.
Yes. What was I gonna say though? But yeah, right. And then so like, you know, all the problems kind of began for Idubbbz when you know a lot of his fan base thought he was like this uber based fucking red pilled, like, you know, oh, he makes fun of the wokes, but actually it turns out he had like 2 or 3 interactions with his fan base and he was like, oh my god, these people suck. You know what I mean? And like that,
like creator, like once you get to a certain level, you start to see like, oh my god.
Unless you're a good creator, which I'm sorry, I will always brag. We were from the beginning. We made sure to temper our fandom, right? We made sure we wanted to know what type of people were in there, right? So I mean, like, you start off once a video, you got to have a like, if you're a TERF, kill yourself. You know, you know what I mean? Just like it's like subliminal messaging. Just like we're talking about Chainsaw Man, and if you're conservative, I want you to walk off a cliff, and just keep kind of like throwing it in there, just so they know.
I have a casing out back for you, you know.
And then, you know, that's how you keep them away.
Set up Rusty Cage real quick.
For legal reasons, no one should kill themselves. Rather, go to therapy and learn about your problematic behavior and adjust yourself as a person.
I'm 50-50 on that one.
I'm not saying shit, bro. Listen, man. Because I truly do. Okay, wait, hold on. We have to do real talk because I don't want people to misjudge. Anyone can change. Anyone can change.
I can't understand. I'm laughing under my breath.
I just have to make sure.
You have to make sure the algorithm fucking scanning this video understands it's sarcasm.
Even the worst people can change. It's not likely, but it is possible. So that's one of, you know, like anyway.
1 in 4 people probably can change.
What was your stat? 1 in 4?
Yeah.
I'll put that at more like 1 in 8. I'm gonna double that.
You have less faith in humanity than my jaded ass friend.
Yeah, no, I mean it's hard, you know, like a lot of it is you got to get them in like the formative years. Like for me, it was like when I was getting into politics, I got lucky and found like, you know, the correct videos. You know what I mean? For me, it was literally just I didn't fall for that like grind set mindset. Like, unironically, the reason I'm on the left politically today is because I was lazy and hated working. So I was like, what politician would make it so I have to work less? And I was like, ooh, workers' rights, Bernie Sanders, higher minimum wage. So, like, literally, that's the only reason. I'm so happy that I was a lazy sack of shit that didn't want to work.
Listen, if I could get away with doing nothing but selling feet pics and playing music for the rest of my life, I would do it. Exactly. But I realize that capitalism consumes us all, so...
All right, so anyway, what brought... Oh, yeah, point being. So, all that being said, right, like, a thing that...
How did we get from, like, religious sects to that?
I remember, actually, how we did, because we brought it to Idubbbz as an example of how something that you create can kind of, like, spiral out of your own control, right? And that is so real, if you're not very careful. So like I could see the story kind of going in that direction for Denji. Like if there's ever a point where he's like, you know what, fuck it, I am going to make use of my little religion. But at this point, his moment is gone. If he popped up right then and there, he could have had a genuine cult following, but it's such a flash in the pan moment. You have to time it right. At this point, people have already stepped in to fill that power vacuum. You know what I mean? Like, so if he tried to step in now, people would be like, he's a fake, he's a phony, he's the devil, he's like a test to prove our loyalty. You know what I mean? And at this point, it's too late. People would say, well, you're fake. Where have you been the last couple months? It's Asa that's been doing all the work. You know what I mean? So, and then I feel like nothing's going to cause more of a strife between. Honestly, this made me, because as a mega Asa Denji shipper, this shit made me worried, this ending here, because this feels like something that was going to that could potentially cause a lot of strife between them. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, at first, you can start off by having really hot, we're both the leaders of a multi-million person cult sex. You know, like, I mean, that's got to be pretty hot. Just much like how I'm sure it's really hot, like, as a first lady to fuck the man who's the most powerful man in the world. I'm sure that's a big turn on. But like, you know, I'm sure I imagine it'll start off by like, let's have some really hot cult sex, and then like a couple days later, it's gonna be like, well, who's really the leader of the cult, bitch? It's named after me. Well, I'm doing all the work. Well, fuck you. Well, fuck you. I can see it.
And all of our followers have drank the Kool-Aid, so we're kind of useless now.
Yeah, it's beyond their control now, literally. Like, if they decided to step back, okay, like, first Iron Man movie, like the very first one, right? I actually recently rewatched it, right? So different, the vibe, it's crazy. And in that movie, I'm sure you remember, Tony Stark gets, like, bombed by his own bomb, and he comes back, and he has kind of like a come-to-God moment, and he's like, I'm not making these anymore. And guess what? Capitalism will find a way, baby. You know, like if there's money to be made, so like
I'm gonna make the weapons anyway.
Exactly. I mean, like, even as much as I hate Elon Musk, the fact that like it blows my mind that you can be voted out of your own company. You know what I mean? Like I remember, like, you know, when he like smoked that weed on Rogan or whatever, and then they like voted him out of like that high up position or something. Again, hate the man. Can't believe they can just do that. That's fucking crazy to me.
You know, that's when I had a little bit of respect for Elon back in the day.
Because he's just so goddamn neurodivergent that he didn't even consider the consequence. And in a way, I respected that. He's like, fuck yeah, I'll smoke the weed.
Autistic, I respected the fact that he was just like, had no awareness whatsoever for
he
that.
He really didn't.
And then this.
Yeah.
Everything.
But yeah, I mean, what that shows you, like, and then like the cult can almost become the puppeteer of the people, the leaders, in a way. You know, like, there's a lot of directions we can go with this, but the cult it's too far gone. Like, Denji can't do shit with it anymore. Like, it's way, like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is you take the incel, like, loser kid, bully kid at school, Asa Mitaka, and like, she was nothing a couple months ago, and now she unironically has all the clout in the world. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to change her as a person. Is that going to like gain? I imagine she's got a lot of gained confidence now. What's the dynamic with like her and her bullies now? I mean, like, this chapter did so much to advance the plot.
Is she going back to school?
Yeah, I mean, is she even going to school? I wouldn't be. Like, I mean, open up a goddamn OnlyFans. Like at that point, like I'm the bitch that's like killing all the devils. Here's my feet pics, millions. That's all you don't even got to show ass and titties. Feet pics, and that you got it, girl.
I mean, she probably has some strong feet having the run home bear.
Oh, the calloused fucking feet from all the like, you see these calluses? That's from saving lives, fuckers. How do you like that? Oh, this comment is asking me why in some pictures I have a huge fucking scar on my face, and in some I don't. I don't know. I got nothing for you.
I wear the scar when I'm fighting devils.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking it's a you're right. Yeah, it's a sexy little it's my little thing. It's my persona. That's my character. I'm the trash man. Wow.
The trash man. But no, like, there's so much there. And I love the fact that like this religion is turning into a cult, because that is something that I've always like.
Big fan of cult shit in fiction, yeah.
About it, right? But like, religion is really a cult. Like, if it goes too far, it gets into that territory.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I joke like mega churches should all be,
yep.
you know,
absolutely
on.
Dude, I'm so
Joel
glad that you brought
Osteen.
this up. I just saw a TikTok about this today. So churches back in the day used to meet up in rooms where the seating was like set up in a way where everyone was facing each other in the center, because churches were designed to spark like conversation. Like you would come and you would converse about the Bible scripture. But then some fucking random royalty guy or some shit like designed it where now we're gonna use auditoriums instead, where everyone's facing a stage. So yeah, I think that, and like this TikToker was talking like this was probably the beginning of like the downfall of religion, because it used to be like the rooms itself used to like encourage discussion, and now it's just you go there and religion became more of a performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the book of John, verse 1, what was meant here?
Who the fuck are you to tell me how to fucking interpret the Bible, sir? As far as I remember, the Bible literally says, like, if you're trying to fucking, like, interpret this for your own gain or whatever, like, you're the bad guy, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And now we need to condemn the gays because they're hurting our dollar because they don't want to come to church.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I just realized that Denji wears his own merch, and I love that. Do you see this on the final page?
Oh my god, he does.
He's wearing a chainsaw man.
You know what? If I had some dope merch, I'd wear it.
You go to a Walmart. Okay, so like in this hypothetical, you're like a VTuber. So like no one knows who you are, but everyone knows you're VTuber, right? And like you're anonymous, and you go to like a Walmart and you see like a shirt with your shit on it that you didn't even like sign off on. You're not making any money on. You're like, what the fuck? But you buy it anyway out of spite.
Picture that shit, and I'm contacting my lawyer.
Well, but Denji can't do that. That's the thing. People have claimed his... I guess he could. No, he can't. Okay. It's so fucked up. Denji's situation sucks, man. Like, he can't make any money off of this merch, because, like, if he reveals this, he's gonna... His daughter dies. His, like, fake kind of daughter.
This particular scenario, he's fucked either way.
I know. I like that Nayuta is like sitting here too, like watching TV. At first I was gonna make a joke that she's like watching Blue's Clues, but like she's clearly watching the news. So I mean, like I guess she's one of those kids where she's like, I'm an intellectual, I watch the news.
And but what news does she watch, Red?
And NPR. She's a unbiased neutral.
You know what? Being the control devil, I could see that.
I think the control devil would be very good at sniffing out when people are trying to control her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if she watches Fox News, she's like, sheesh, I thought I was the control devil. Wah, wah.
There we go. There's the joke I was looking for.
Where's the gaslight devil? The Gaslight Devil's like one of her sisters, bro.
The Gaslight Devil was Alex Jones. And
you know how there's like little subsect. We were talking about like, yeah, it's funny. Nice. Good job. Applause for that. There's like subsects of devils, right? Like the Nuke Devil was like part of the War Devil, probably, maybe. I don't know. So like I like to imagine that like more specific forms of control are probably like little like cousins or sisters of Control Devil. You know what I mean? Or like half sisters or something.
Where is the media literacy devil fall in?
The media literacy devil. That's a little too specific, I think. Remember, people make this joke a lot, forgetting how the devils work. It's fear of the thing. No one has fear of media literacy. It has to be something people fear.
Just people are fucking stupid.
Like when people say reading comprehension devil, it's like, are you fucking... Maybe you don't have reading comprehension. No one fears reading comprehension. It'd be a fear of reading. That'd be the joke.
The South fears it, Red.
Who?
The South fears it. That's why they're banning books.
Again, no. They don't fear the read... Wait, I guess that makes sense. Hold on. Wait, I'm analyzing your joke. Hold on. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. God, we really, really don't want them to be able to read, because otherwise they'll fucking find out that in every issue ever, conservatives have been the bad guy. Literally. Like, I want to make a TikTok about this, right? Like, think about any movie ever. I can, like, tie the bad guy to conservatism. Like, all right, the Lorax, Mr. fucking let it die. That's the conservative in that situation. Like, unironically. Give me a fucking bad guy from a movie. Voldemort is like Wizard Hitler, right? All right, that's the conservative. All right, give me another one. Give me some bad guys. I'll do it. Another bad guy.
Oh, fuck me. You put me on the spot here.
Nice. You can't think of any, huh?
I can't. I really can't. I can't. My brain is goop, man.
You suck. All bad guys are conservatives. They're all terrible. I can't believe you fucking people still exist when every piece of media shows you that you're the bad guys. God. Fuck. All right. And then there's like that's why all the interesting bad guys are like nuanced ones. Like interesting bad guys are
from fucking Across the Spider-Verse. Like that's a nuanced.
Yes. Because he's not like out to hurt anybody for like I don't know. Like he's just like he's like a jealous, spiteful guy. And then like you have I'm trying to think. Like I'm looking at like Uta. Like I have a print of Uta from the One Piece film Red, and she's definitely not a conservative. She like that. She's a bad guy who like thinks they're doing like good, right? And it's not like where the guy in the Lorax, like I said, like he's just trying to make money, right? Like there's no. You don't think you're doing good there. Yeah, actually, one of the reasons I like that movie, the Lorax, is that they kind of like go into how these people justify it, right? Like. Businessmen tend to justify their evil, but like they'll know that they're hurting the environment and they're like hurting people, but in their head they'll be like, well, I'm helping I'm stimulating the economy. That's making jobs. I'm helping people. You know, that's how they'll fucking do it. Like, do you remember the line? Like,
the 75th fucking warehouse here in Grand Rapids. Please take your business elsewhere.
Yeah. Do you remember the line in the Lorax where the song "How Bad Can I Be"?
Oh, God.
Like when he's like cutting down the whole forest, he's singing a song about how bad not the villain but the other guy, and he's like, how bad can I be? I'm just stimulating the economy. It's so good. I mean, that movie is a little cringe. I know people say, oh, it butchered the original book. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but yeah, I feel you. It's definitely not
pages.
Yeah, true. That's very true. It's very true. Yeah. But I didn't hate it.
Bitching about the Where the Wild Things Are. Sir, that was a 10-page book aimed at 5-year-olds. Okay.
Yeah. You got your work cut out for you there. What else do we have to talk about? What were we talking about? What led us to that?
Like mega churches and.
I really like the design. I'm glad we got to see the actual like wasp devil. That's cool looking. It's cool looking. I like it. I like how that was infesting an apartment. Like I'm looking at this thing like where the fuck was that thing hiding?
Yeah, no kidding. Like I get it. I get what they were going for there. I get what Fujimoto was going for because wasps plus apartments is like everywhere. Like
you know what
I'm outside my fucking sliding glass door at my. And I'm just like I could spend $1,000 and get an EpiPen and knock that down, or I can let the maintenance man get stung.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're goddamn right. It's like the whole purpose. That's like the only good part about having apartments is that like nothing's your job. Like if the lawn's a little,
I yearn for, like at least a trailer, like where I can be a fucking hermit. But I know, like given the state of the universe, I'm always going to be stuck in an apartment. But on the bright side, I have somebody to be my bitch for me the entire time.
Who would that be? Oh, the apartment, the manager. Yes.
Yeah.
The manager, the maintenance. Yeah, no, that is the best. That's like the only good thing about apartments is that like if something's fucked up, I can be like,
and I know
Mom, replace my shit pan. I'm playing World of Warcraft. Incredible. But yeah, dude, I really like what they're doing though. I mean, like obviously it's gonna turn into like some fucked up thing, like a lot of cults do. But like. I really like this idea of like the Church of Chainsaw Man because even before Asa, I'm pretty sure they talk about like like other ones were like taking devils down, right? Like they're like working together and taking devils down and shit. And like I think that's really cool because like imagine you live in this world and it's like we've like we kind of see shit like that where it's like the cops fail to protect people time and time again, so you need to make like get into communities, yada yada yada. So like imagine like you like. The part of the Church of Chainsaw Man that's good is the part that's like, we're going to form this community, work together, take down these devils that are fucking killing our people, and like, we're going to do that job way better than the cops because we're actually attached to the people. Like, it's people we love. These cops are just, like, doing it as a job. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, like, I like that aspect of it, but, like, it's definitely going to get corrupted and go wrong. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and I am super curious about, like... what Famine's plan is here because like she does seem to like genuinely want to protect Chainsaw Man, and it makes me, I don't know, it's really weird. I feel like Famine, I can't tell if she's playing both sides or what because Famine, it seems like she's totally helping them. And of course, at first part of my head was like, okay, is Famine working with Yoshida? But then I thought, no, because they do kind of have opposite things. Because like Famine is right now working to kind of take away that asset that they have. I'm so confused, bro. What is like? Because Yoshida, remember Yoshida and Famine, they gave each other that like death glare at the aquarium, and it makes me feel like I don't know. The vibe I'm getting is that like they tolerate each other, but like they're not working together. And then there was that conversation where they had, or there was that chapter where they had a whole ass conversation. So like I don't think they're working together.
Yeah, they have similar goals. It's like the two people competing for the attention of the one person. Like, hey, I want to do the right thing, right? But you also want to do the right thing and get the attention of this person. That might be a bad analogy. My brain's fucking fried at this point.
No, I feel you. I mean, I'm going back and like, cause I'm trying to piece together everything, right? Like Fake Saw Man, we know that Fake Saw Man like talked to Denji in hell. You remember? Like he opened the door to let Denji out. Do you remember that? And he said, and he was the one that told Denji like, hey, avoid them. So like they genuinely do want to protect. It seems like they said that the body double was specifically to make it so Denji didn't get attacked by devils. So like it seems like this group genuinely does want to protect Denji. And I'm curious, is it just, I mean, so it's possible like there isn't actually any like negative intentions and they genuinely are just a group of people that were all saved by him and they're trying to like help. And, you know what I mean? Like, and like, I wonder if that is in any way aligned with Yoshida, because of course Yoshida has told him stop transforming. And then this group is like now trying to basically like take on the role for him. Like, okay, now that he's not doing it, we're going to do it. But of course Denji is going to be like, fuck, I want the attention. God damn it.
Yeah, it's gonna break Denji here. That's what's going to happen in the end of this, right? We know the end scenario here.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to deal with the consequences of all of Denji's actions by the end of this. So, because nobody else is going to be able to stop the apocalypse,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, again, Famine seemed to place it on War Devil. That War Devil is the true key here, not Chainsaw Man. But I don't know.
For her to be powerful enough, she'll have to have his power.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, wow, there's so many pieces. This is starting to like, everything's coming together.
Start making like a red web on the wall of like all the pieces.
I have to start actually thinking. I have to start remembering things. Ugh. You know how I'm...
This used to be a turn my brain off, enjoy the ride. Why
do we gotta think now? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. It's so Famine wants to. Okay, wait a minute. You're helping me piece this together. Thank you, Vex. I appreciate that. So Famine wants to avert the Nostradamus predicted apocalypse by getting War Devil her nuke power back.
By taking out the second Chainsaw Man.
By taking out not second. It'd technically be the first. Denji'd be the second. If you think about it. Because Chainsaw Man, that's the confusing thing too, right? Like that was something that we learned back in the Makima like fight part chapters, is that like Chainsaw Man is different from Chainsaw Devil. Chainsaw Man is a form that the Chainsaw Devil can take on. Somehow. We still don't fully understand that. And like, unless we do, tell me in the comments if I'm fucking stupid. Because we know that all of the devils in hell fear the fuck out of Chainsaw Man, because for whatever reason, the Chainsaw Devil can do that for some reason. Because that form, remember, that Chainsaw Man form, like with the intestines wrapped around the neck and like the black color or whatever, that was a form that existed before Denji was in the picture. Makima said like, yeah, that's how he looked when he took out XYZ, right? So like
when he took out World War II and
like all those things she listed, like the fucking star that made children insane or whatever the fuck. I
really want to know the story of that. I hope that's in that short story book that comes out.
Oh, that'd be sick. Weeks. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like all that to be said, I hope that this eventually leads to us understanding a bit more about Chainsaw Man and how, because our theory for a while was that Chainsaw Devil as a devil, because they shouldn't, in all reality, they shouldn't be that powerful. Chainsaws, yes, are feared, but not that much. You know what I mean? And
it's not like, well, I mean, Red, do you know what chainsaws used to be used for?
I'm sure it was horrific shit.
So they used to be used to like give women surgery downstairs.
Oh yeah.
To keep it within YouTube guidelines. Look up that.
Boy, like we haven't said pussy before. Chill.
Yeah, well, the particular procedure in question, not pleasant. It usually left women like completely broken too.
Hello, fellow 1920s man. Is your woman getting a little out of line? Chainsaw her pussy off. I actually don't know. What exactly were they doing? Like was it a hysterectomy? Did you ever watch BoJack Horseman?
Oh, I did, yes.
Dude, I don't know if you remember the part where like BoJack's mom's mom, so BoJack's grandma like got a lobotomy. Do you remember that? Yeah. Like literally like in the episode, like dude, BoJack Horseman's so fucking good, bro. Do you remember this? Like so like she was her brother went to war and died like horrifically, and like she couldn't get over the grief and trauma, so she was crying all the time. She started drinking all the time, and like her husband, being like a 1930s man, was like, I can't fucking deal with this. You know, you're being hysterical, which of course the word hysterical comes from the word womb. It is literally a sexist word. You know that, right? Hysterical. Yeah. So that's just something you could do in the 1910s, 1920s is like sign your wife up for a lobotomy. Like, oh, she's got a fucking brain illness because she's literally hysterical. And then it would like make them docile, and it's really fucked up. And we Googled it too. I Googled it when I watched that episode. Lobotomies like that were legal until like the 1930s. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean like
those old.
Good.
In those old school lobotomies, they would take an ice pick and insert it into like under your eyelid, and just
yeah, they probably found the emotional center of the brain, because one of my favorite tweets: men only get away with fucking calling themselves like the gender that don't have emotion, or like that aren't like emotional, because they successfully rebranded anger as not an emotion.
Yeah, and that's a very valid point.
Also, to bring it back to my early point, those men from BoJack that would lobotomize their wives, those are the conservatives. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, like I honestly, like, as fucked as a lobotomy sounds, there are definitely parts of my brain I would love to kill.
It's not that simple is the problem. If you could like isolate, like this is the cringe part, but that's not how it works. If you take out the one part, you're gonna take out like 30 other parts with it.
Yeah, like if I could just kill like certain memories in my brain, that would be great.
Yeah, as far as I understand, it's all like a web. It's like interconnected, so you can't really take out one thing without taking out a million.
Yep. It's like the Spider-Verse, essentially, your brain. Like it's
random ass comparison. I think my web comparison was all right. You didn't have to bring the Spider-Verse into it. That was a very
the latest Spider-Verse crossover shit that's been happening in Marvel.
That was a very Pokemon go to the polls.
Spider dinosaur now.
That was a real Pokemon go to the polls moment from you.
Shut up.
So, anyway, what were we talking about? Do you remember?
Oh, like how chainsaws were used in the past.
Okay. So Chainsaw Devil. Oh yeah, sorry. I'll look at the link real quick, but I do want to. Chainsaws were invented for Jesus. Oh my God! So it was like, for C-sections.
Split her in half and use it to deliver.
Was it like just this bitch ain't gonna live, so we're just gonna cut her in half and get the baby?
No. Like no antiseptic, no anesthesia. They were using that to assist in childbirth. Red.
Wow. Hey man, Denji's got a new part-time job, I guess. But
I haven't felt horrible for making the does the chainsaw stay on during sex jokes, because historically speaking, one of them.
Hey, they can take it. Those pussies are tough. Ladies, do not put a chainsaw on your pussy, as tempting as it may be.
Did you see are you on the side of TikTok where you occasionally get the firefighter where he just you would get tagged in a video about some object and he would just like pull his finger like no.
No, I don't have that, but I do have a paramedic who does these things where it's like, here's real things I've heard while working as a paramedic.
I have him too. So there is a woman that went viral for having sex with her tractor. And,
I saw that.
Her grandmother in the comments was tagging that paramedic, and he's like, "Fine, I'll react to it."
Yeah. I actually checked out her Twitter because I was so I actually really wanted to see the uncensored video, but I'm not paying for her fucking OnlyFans. I'm so curious. I guess with enough lube, and I'm assuming she's like filed it down so it's not sharp.
It's also a flared base, Red.
Huh?
It's attached to something. It's a flared base.
Oh, cool, good. Oh, so she like put a dildo on it or something?
I don't know. I did not pay for her OnlyFans either.
Okay, well, if anyone in the comments wants to pay for that and send me the video, it's a woman having sex with a tractor arm.
Either one of us on our Discord.
You do not do that unless. What was I saying? Okay, point being.
So
the chainsaw devil should not be that powerful. We've discussed this before, how it makes no sense. So, and then like the theory we came to was like, okay, the chainsaw devil is like the Rock Lee of devils in hell. They were like, I'm gonna break the system. I don't care that I'm not feared. I'm gonna fucking like, like Rocky Balboa fucking training montage my way up there. That's the only thing I can think of. You know, because they mentioned too, in terms of like lore drops, they mentioned in this chapter like weaker devils can become more powerful by eating more powerful devils. So it's possible that Chainsaw Devil did that in hell as well. Like, just like, rather than using just raw, like, power level, they just, like, snuck up on motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Devil. Goodbye, Owl City.
Yeah. So, like, I guess... I'm trying to remember. So that's something I think we'll learn more about going forward is, like, what's the deal with that form? How did he get this Chainsaw Man form? Because what Chainsaw Devil should just be is just Puchita, as far as I understand. You know what I mean? But, like, he's got this weird muscle man form, and I can only assume that he got that from, like, doing something beyond the normal rules of devils and their power levels to get that form and that power. You know what I'm saying?
That's my man joke, or my mom jokes per episode, you know? You say muscle man there. Yes. I need to watch regular show.
Of course I watched regular show. That shit was coming out when I was a kid. I was the first person to make a YouTube poop for regular show. That's real. That's a real fact. I'm not even kidding. Like, in the world.
I see on the way back machine that you were.
There's still a wiki entry. I have to find it. But a long time ago, I searched my name in regular show and I found it. Red Alex 3. Because like that YouTube poop unfortunately it's gone now because I had to delete that channel. But that YouTube poop got 150,000 views, and it was because I used the pilot that was not out yet.
Cartoonstitute.
Yes, you remember. Cartoonstitute. So the pilot for regular show was, I was super into like checking out the new cartoons coming out at the time. So I had watched the pilot of regular show a year before it aired on Cartoon Network. So people were like, the comments weren't even about my fucking YouTube poop. It was like, how'd you get this? Like, you have access to this show a year before it's out, and you chose to make a YouTube poop with it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and yes, that is exactly what I did. And,
Plankton singing emo songs with an AI.
That is pretty funny. But no, it was pretty good. My favorite joke that I remember from that was, do you remember they're, like, throwing a couch out, and they're like, can we check it before you chuck it? And I changed, I did like one of those unnecessary bleeps where it sounded like they said, can we chuck it before you fuck it? And I was like, that's funny. But no, I mean, like, unironically, like, I'm very confident in that fact that I was the first person ever to make a YouTube poop by regular show. I'm very confident. I would take that to the ground. I would make that like deal with the devil. Like, I'll be like, bitch, I know that's real. You know.
Okay.
I'm impressed by that. Fuck you.
Satan.
Satan's got nothing on me, bro. I know I made that first regular show poop.
I mean, Daddy.
Funny. All right. Anyway, there's, believe it or not, a couple more things to talk about here. I really like fucking Fami. I'm really liking Fami as a character. Are you as well?
Yeah, I love mischievous characters like her. Like, you never know what she's scheming. Because she's one of the four horsemen. At the end of the day,
yeah.
She is a harbinger of apocalypse, whether she wants to be or not, you know.
And
she says she doesn't want to bring it because she wants to have Chinese food and all this other random shit, but
I'll be honest, I believe that motive. I'm more talking. Yeah. Good.
Also, bitch, close the fucking fridge.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. She's so funny. I was actually like laughing out loud at this. So it's just like, can I eat this? And then they say all their stuff. Can I eat this? And they're like, what do you want? Can I eat this? You answer my question. Also, very polite of her. She could have just ate it, but she wanted permission, and I appreciate that. And then I really laughed where like, like a split second, she eats the whole goddamn loaf of bread, and she's used all of their jam as well. And then like, anyway, so let's talk business here. And then they like, oh yeah, what are you here to talk about? Hey, can I look in your fridge? It's like, bitch. It's very funny. I really enjoyed it.
Ate probably
an entire loaf of bread.
Salary's worth of food.
Oh, it's so funny.
For a week.
I love I really love Fami, and I imagine she's got that like the voice I imagine on her is a very like nasally like, yeah, I'm here to grant all your wishes. Like I don't know, I imagine a very like low toned, bored like, yeah, can I look in your fridge? No, definitely not Valley Girl. Not the like, oh my god. I'm talking more like I'm talking like an emo nasally, like yeah, can I look in your fridge? Like that. Like a little bit of Amethyst from Steven Universe, but way less energy than her.
Oh, definitely less energy. She could not give a single solitary fuck.
In fact, Amethyst actually fits pretty well because Amethyst does just like eat shit like all the time. I don't know how much you remember about Steven Universe.
Oh yeah, I watched almost all of it, and then the fandom just got really annoying, and I'm like,
you just gotta ignore the fandom. Just watch the thing. Listen, man. You know how fucking refreshing it's been to play Celeste and not look up anything? Because I have a rule. I'm not gonna look up shit about that game until I finish it, because I don't want any form of spoiler or anything. Anyway, I'm doing really good. I'm in World 4.
Question and transness. That's it. That's all there is to like. What I'll say, and it's something that really.
I literally don't want you to say anything until I finish it. Thank you. Okay, because I didn't know shit about the trans thing, so like I don't know anything about that game other than it's very good. So I tried it anyway. It's just what was it saying?
I don't know platformers at all. Super Meat Boy, that like all of those just drive me out of the fucking wall.
Dude, I'm a big fan of like the single button retry games because like I really enjoy like watching myself improve. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's rewarding as fuck. But like, I don't know what it is about like platformers as a genre. Like unless they're like Ratchet and Clank or something like that, like the 3D platformers. Like I suck ass at them. And I think it's like as I've gotten older, like my depth perception has gotten worse and worse.
Yeah, you and I are very different types of gamers because I find like Final Fantasy type games very boring. They might as well be walking simulators to me. I like games where I have a lot of control over my character and like I have to time things. And you know what I mean?
Both D&D, and they're both essentially the same thing.
Yeah, okay, that's a stretch.
No, it's really not.
Did you tell me you're trying to tell me that Celeste and Final Fantasy are the same thing?
You hate Final Fantasy and RPGs like that, but you love D&D. They're both RPGs that are based on like what you can do in the fucking game itself.
So what I like about D&D is not the combat, it's the role play. In fact, the combat is like the most boring part of D&D to me. So I think that's pretty consistent because I know people. There are people at my table that I play D&D with that like want to speed past the role play and just roll dice, and I'm like, what are you, a fucking robot? Do you speak in binary? Like, I'm here for the goddamn role play and the story. So, the part of the RPGs, I think that's pretty consistent because the part of RPGs I like is the story. I'm really enjoying watching Allie play Final Fantasy 16, phenomenal movie. As a game, I'm alright.
I like having beat it and I'm almost done with the Final Fantasy mode playthrough. I don't know why I did that to myself. Please send therapy.
See, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the fucking B-sides in Celeste. Just to give you an idea of how hard the B-sides are in Celeste, 100 deaths in World 1, 120 deaths in World 2, 150 deaths in World 3, 960 deaths in one B-sides level. Shit's hard. It took me like a whole day to do.
Nah, I'm good. I would have broke 5 controllers.
I get a little frustrating, but it's just such a rewarding game. Like to me, platformers are only good if the controls are really good. And like luckily in that game the controls are fucking fire. Like they're so good.
Like what I played of it on stream was fun. But it like what I could progress through was rewarding. I'm like I don't get the bank of dad anymore to buy me a controller. I have to buy my own controller.
Or you could goddamn control yourself.
This game that makes me want to smash it on the desk.
It's not a flex to have anger issues, my dude. Control that shit.
I get performance anxiety really bad, and like when I was streaming that, I'm like, I know this isn't fun for people to watch me.
Oh yeah, that's super fair. Like yeah, no, I even thought that while I was playing it. This wouldn't be a good stream game because you will be on the same screen for like a half hour. Like just slowly. Like the vibe of that game is like here's the screen that I'm on, and like it'll take me 10 minutes to get to the first jump, 20 minutes to get to the second jump, and then 30 minutes I've finally done it. And it's to me that feeling of like slow progression and learning. I'm like, oh my god, like I love like proving to myself that I can improve at a thing. It's like, wow, my brain just learned a thing. Like, I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a rewarding experience. Like I'm going through and streaming now, like Kingdoms of Amalur when I'm home. And it's a game that's been on my backlog since the PS3. And like those older games, it feels weird calling the PS3 like older, but like
they definitely
older games have like controls like really poorly. Especially like if it's a game that was kind of rushed out because the studio's closing, so it's not really super refined. So like I was getting frustrated as hell during like the third mission, like the third story mission, because like I just kept getting hit by an enemy that's like the enemy's like halfway across the fucking room and somehow I'm dead.
Yeah. Do you think can you wiggle your core a little bit? You're sounding really robot-y.
Yeah, it's because I put the cord between my legs.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of electricity coming out of there because you're running that dildo 24/7.
I'm not wearing anything.
Oh man, you got your boy pussy or your they pussy. Oh, there's too many. You got trans pussy. I wanted to make a pussy joke so bad, but I couldn't think of how to do it in an appropriate manner.
You turn it off until I'm done recording. Thanks.
Can you turn what off?
Something that vibrates, Red.
Nice. Anyway, final thought. Anything else to talk about in this fucking chapter?
I think I awkwarded Red.
Well, wait, is she? Are they literally? I'm so confused. Is your partner masturbating while we're filming?
No, she's controlling a toy right now.
Doing what?
It's a vibrating cock ring, okay?
And it's on you? Vex, what is wrong with you?
Listen, I said I was going to have a nap. I didn't specify what kind of nap I was having after this, okay?
Wow, a post-sex nap? Damn. Well, enjoy that, I guess. Final thoughts on the chapter, so you can get to your kinky sex.
Listen, I want one thing next chapter, right?
Another cock ring.
No. I want to see like a training montage for the rest of the group to kind of get up to try and become as good as Asa now that they're all fanboying over her.
What even group? Like, what group? There's like no other prominent characters. It's like literally, I'm trying to think. You're talking about like the student like devil hunting squad that like was not relevant in any way.
Yeah, like, and then just watch them gruesomely die.
It's not going to happen.
Because that's something great.
Yeah, that's true.
Something great again. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think it feels like the author has kind of taken a backseat to that, like, formula of, like, developing, like, 10 people and then killing them all. It seems like he's really focusing on his, like, 5 characters. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm glad he's stopped killing the fodder characters, but I feel like we need a good murder fest, right? It's an appropriate time for some death because, like, I feel like Fujimoto has the same relationship with religion that I do.
Yeah, Vex, can you fix your audio or no? It's getting like pretty gnarly.
I don't know what would be bad unless like the network's going bad in this hotel.
You can't like just
'cause
wiggle a cord for me. Just see if it does anything.
That better?
Not really. Okay, well, it's okay. It's doable. It's usable. It's just like not great. It's like a 6 out of 10. All right, go ahead.
So like I feel like Fujimoto has the same relationship with religion as I do.
Definitely.
Because like in Fire Punch, like he had some allegories going on for religion and that for how the city structure was. And some of his one shots, like it just seems to be something that tracks for him.
Yeah.
So I feel like this would be a really cathartic way to kill a bunch of people in a church setting and it not be like super looked down on.
This is America style.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That song?
Yeah, I was around for that song.
I don't know.
And that's still themes I reference a lot.
It's a good song.
A lot. The Discord. So.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly could. Yeah, if you want some fucking imagery of like a church shooting, and like, I mean, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of bold, like, boundary pushing thing I feel like he would do. Wait a minute, we literally got a church shooting when the Gun Devil showed up in the first part. Do you remember? One of the imageries, one of the pieces of imagery was literally like bullets flying through a church, like as people were doing like a sermon.
But like,
electric boogaloo, it's time.
So it would be even a little bit more powerful, I feel. But I really like the training montages that Fujimoto does. Like we got with Power and Dingy at the beginning with Mr. Top of the Verse. So, a little callback to that would be.
I'm definitely not expecting a training montage because I feel like the vibe is so hard on like time skip at the end here. I think that we're probably just like I think that the reason there was a time skip is so we didn't have to get that essentially. As much as I training arcs, I don't think I genuinely think the story's gonna go like full speed ahead. That's my vibe.
Getting close at the halfway, 3/4 way point to make this just as long as part 1. So
that's true. Yeah, I wonder if that's what he's going for.
It's like 4 or 5 chapters ago, someone pointed out that we were getting to like essentially what would be the Bomb Devil arc.
Oh, which was a very fight-heavy arc, and some people still say the best fights in the series.
I mean, other than like the Quan fight and the Makima fight, yeah.
I think Bomb Devil, Quan, and Makimo are like the 3 best ones for sure.
Anime was cool, but it wasn't nothing special.
Nothing compared to the other ones. Yeah, it was a good like opener. I have just
to replace cap off the anime for now too.
Definitely. I'm really excited for season 2. Oh my god, the Bomb Devil shit's be so far. What?
It gets to season 2. It was like really poorly received in Japan. Like the fucking porn sold more than the actual anime.
First of all, it will get a season 2 because they go more off of streaming numbers rather than. I know that the Blu-ray didn't sell that well, but the streaming over here broke records. So even if Japan doesn't like it, they'll produce it for a global market. I have no doubt. I would bet my left nut that it's going to get a season 2. Like if you want my left nut for whatever reason, it's yours.
I know a certain character that could use it in another series.
Oh, yeah. He definitely could. Was it the left one he lost?
He's still, like, ballless again.
Do we know which one? Is it left or right he needs?
He needs both again. He lost
They're both of them? Oh, my God, this fucking guy.
Like, how do you lose your nuts?
How do you lose both of them, bro? I thought he only lost one. What a fucker. All right, I only got 2 more questions, and then we can finally end this video that is over. It's going to be an hour and 10 minutes long. I know, right? Okay, I like the beginning here with Yoru being in like a really good mood, and they're like, "Hey, why are you in such a good mood?" And because remember, one of the questions I had that I wanted a little bit more elaboration on was like, what did the falling devil do? What was the effects felt around the world? So they literally reversed gravity. Randomly, like that is fire style. Like just randomly across the world, gravity was just reversed. Like imagine the chaos. And like she makes a great point here, where it's like that's causing stability, like instability. That's making people paranoid and pissed off. That's destroying property. That's like bankrupting countries because of how much damage. That increases tensions, which increases the need for war because war makes a lot of money, right? And I love that. I really really like Fujimoto just laying it all out there. And I love the motivations.
It was a really nice little bit there, and I brought up the last part that we recorded, like part 3 of that fucking massive chonker of a video, like there's got to be some tension here.
Yep.
You know, globally from the
I
gravity.
think you did, yeah.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
Good point. You did kind of call that. And then the only other question I have is, and I feel fucking stupid because I can't figure this out right away. What is this weapon that Asa has at the end? What has she turned into a weapon here? I can't tell.
Looks like sewing shears.
Yeah. So I guess that's why, because all I know is that it looks like the goddamn scissor blade from Kill la Kill to me, and that's why I put it up on the screen. Very vaguely, not like super 1-to-1, but yeah. Either way, it looks fucking awesome, and Asa looks fucking awesome, and like she continues to be one of the best main female characters in Shonen, and I'm so happy that we have her as a character.
I cannot wait till part 2 gets animated so there can be some merch.
Oh yes, the awesome merch, dude. Please.
I've seen a lot of like art, like even at JFAX, I saw a couple prints of Asa.
Me too.
So like she's popular in the like small space, but like not enough to where like you'll get a figure or
figure yet for sure. Did I show you the Makima charm I got or no?
No, you didn't show me the Makima charm. I saw that there was a big titty Makima figure that's like $700. So
I wanted it so bad. It was so good. I really do need to get.
If I wasn't moving, I would have bought that. You know?
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, like I really
I am the dude that has the Shawl tier chair figure.
Beautiful. Dude, the fucking my Chainsaw Man shelf is drastically in need of a fucking Makima figure. All right, like I don't have any. I got my Fire Force section with all my Fire Force figures. Finally, and
I'm still salty you found the Shinra figure, and I have been trying to get it now, and I can't.
And I was gonna say, give me the Maka Pop figure for it, but I'm not making that trade. Shinra's too good.
Like the Maka Pop figure's not worth what that fucking figure costs you.
Definitely. Oh, I want the Maka Pop figure so bad though. But no, I mean, and then speaking of Maka, fucking, I need you. The second you see that, remember that one you tagged me in that they're working on. The second that's for pre-order, you need to fucking tag me in that.
Yeah, about that, I'm banned from Twitter.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I just need to keep an eye on it. I am following them, so I'm sure someone will. Fans, Lasher Luke, your time has come. The second you see, okay, what is it? Good Smile? Is it Good Smile? Is that the company? They're making a Maka figure. The second that shit's up for pre-order or like announced for pre-order, you fucking tag me, and I will give you all the accolades, all the praise shall be yours.
The way I knew that was the thing is I have their like notifications on Twitter.
Yeah, but they tweet too much for that shit, man.
Tweet less than I did.
Yeah, that's why your notifications weren't on. Fuck you. You tweet way too much. I loved you, Vex, but I loved past tense. You tweet too much. I'm sorry. You tweet like a fucking tween girl that wants attention.
Listen, here's this little thing I did. Twirls hair.
Dare I say, you tweet like a trans person.
Oh, God.
Dude, the stereotypes are real, bro. You encompass all the stereotypes, and I'm glad you're living your best life.
I am a walking stereotype. That can be put on my tombstone.
Does this trans person perchance have daddy issues?
Daddy issues, mommy issues, religion issues.
Check. Colored hair, liberal, pronoun. Okay.
Currently wearing a collar and leash in a hotel bed. Currently
has cock ring on. All right. Well, I better turn off this video so your partner can jack that cock ring right up.
I've got a long weekend ahead. This is the only chance I have to have sex this weekend.
Enjoy, my friend. I'm glad for you. I feel like, was there anything else I want? I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. Peace. Enjoy your sex, you fucker.
Peace.